Welcome to the Onstage Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Robert. Hello, good evening. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Toronto is currently in a heat wave of one day. It's 16 degrees, and we had minus 4 degrees just the other day. So I don't know what's going there. But basically, someone stole our winter away. Now, as mentioned to you about wireless ear pods that I bought offline, and basically I tried them out and they don't really work that well. Like they told me that you have to turn the volume up and the volume doesn't work. But Merry Christmas, everyone. I want to show you that I have this Snoopy here and it's going to dance. Look. And it gets too loud, actually. So we have a special guest, VOCE NOVA, which I believe stands for Fresh Voices. And we're going to introduce you to this exclusive musical group that bring together the luxury of classical music, excitement of contemporary and classic pop. And you might have seen them on America's Got Talent. And I actually want to show you something that they did. And if you don't mind, I believe that you're going to enjoy this. I think the volume is a little bit down. One on the right is Gilad Paz, and the one on the left is Natalia Tsvi, and they're amazing. So let's bring them in now. Ladies and gentlemen, here is VOCE NOVA. Hello, guys.
Hello!
Hey, how are you?
Hey, Chris.
It's so good to see you.
You too. And we have a little heat wave in New York too. It is 60 degrees Fahrenheit here today. So definitely not what you expect on December 11th.
I don't really believe that. Really, you have the same weather as us?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and you know, I love Toronto and I love New York, and part of it is the winter. But you guys, I guess you guys are getting the same weather that we're getting.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, thank you very much for joining us today on the stage. I really appreciate you taking that chance.
And it's good. Thanks for inviting us. We're super excited to be here.
So, can we get you to tell us, for the audience who don't know who you are, can you mention to them your group name and how you came together and where you came up with the name?
You want to take this one?
So it's interesting because both me and Gilad, we had a similar path before we even started VOCE NOVA. So I created an album, a crossover album that I took well-known songs and I created a cross version of them. And Gilad had his own opera project that he did. And whenever we had a concert for one of the richest people in New York City, because that's the way it is, we perform for those private events. We spoke backstage and we spoke about what we like, what kind of music we like. And we found out that we have so much mutual interest in creating new version of crossover and finding a way to bridge the pop, the opera, the rock, and bring it all together in a way that was never done before. And that's how VOCE NOVA was created. And the name is actually, after thinking about different things, we have an amazing producer, Lisa Pascatz, and she is our, she's our sanity.
Yeah, so especially my sanity, considering I'm married to her.
Right.
But it's wonderful to have someone in our team who is really in tune to the artistic side, but also what's going on with the brand. So essentially, Lisa is in a way, our brand manager. So she
Yeah.
was the one who really, like, we were thinking, what is going to show what we do? And like Natalia said, we are all about creating and making something new and bringing ourselves into everything we do. And she said, what is going to work here? And she was looking around and seeing all the different names, and she's like, Voce Nova, a fresh voice. Because that's what we try to bring, something fresh into the world of classical crossover.
That's excellent. So what other names were you kind of passing back and forth before you settled on Vocenova?
You know, it's interesting.
Do you remember?
So Lisa has a way of just coming up with something and then we keep digging, and it's always the first idea that she has that makes it. It's like one of those things. And so, you know, we don't even remember, but I can tell you that when we're looking around, we were trying to figure out what the name would be. We were trying to look at all the acts out there that do classical crossover. So I was thinking like Il Divo and Il Volo, and we're like something that's a little bit different and something that is that it can be in a different language. And this was interesting because we said, oh, you know, the C in voce, are people going to have a hard time with it? And we're like, you know what? If people learned how to say Bocelli, they can learn how to say voce.
Did you know there's a group of two girls? It's called Bella Voce.
Yes, Bella Voce. And interestingly enough, there is a Scottish choir called Nova Voce.
Ah, really?
Oh,
Nova Voce.
Yeah.
Hey, they didn't take the name, so that's good.
There's a lot of Voces, a lot of Novas out there.
Hey, listen, you know, everybody wants to be. I mean, when you
Yeah,
sing,
everyone wants to be a Bella. Everyone wants to be a Noche. I mean, like, you know.
right.
That's awesome. So you stuck with Vocenova. That's good. And congratulations on your single "Oh Holy Night." It was great, awesome. Natalia, you have the most beautiful voice I've ever heard. That's being a soprano, and your tenor voice, Gilad, is excellent. So tell us more about how did you end up on America's Got Talent?
The story.
The story
of America's Got Talent.
Ooh. So we were looking into, we knew that we want to bring this Vocenova, what we're all about, to a wide audience. And we knew that this kind of show was going to really bring us to the forefront. And we thought you know, different kinds of, maybe The Voice, maybe other reality shows, but America's Got Talent really embraces different kinds of musical acts, and we felt comfortable that this is the route for us. And after literally looking and searching for producers that can audition us, and we found somebody that was excited about what we do, and she wanted to see a tape of us performing, and we submitted that, and it was a long 6-month progress and process of just back and forth of creating the story, creating the everything, you know.
People don't know that in order to even get on that stage, we had to go through how many 4 or 5 yeses to even get on that stage. Because
Really?
it goes through production, multiple, you know, there are multiple producers who look at what you do before you even get to that amazing stage. It takes a while. So like Natalia said, it was about 6 or 7 months between.
Did you meet any of the hosts, like any of the judges?
We didn't get to actually meet and speak with them.
No,
we did get to interact a little bit more with Terry Crews, who is a sweetheart. Like backstage, he was wonderful. Like really a genuinely good guy. And I'm just gonna give a shout out again to Terry Crews for asking me the right questions after the performance, so we were able to give a really good soundbite that the production used afterwards. But our day on America's Got Talent, shooting that segment on America's Got Talent, was a crazy day, because what happened was that we actually shot our segment on March 14th, 2020.
Can you remember that? It's like 2 years. It feels like forever.
It feels like 30 years ago.
But it's not.
Oh wow! And you usually put it on the following year, I think, or no? Like, how does it?
So the show itself was actually aired exactly 4 months afterwards.
4 months. Whoa! Wow.
Yes, you have to remember, this is just at the beginning of COVID. We barely even had masks. Like we didn't even have, like nobody even had masks.
Right.
So like we flew with a mask, but we didn't even know what it was. Like Lisa got it from a coworker. She's like, oh, just don't fly without a mask. Like there was not even a mask mandate at the time.
Right.
So we went out to LA, we get into the room, everything's like, you know, hopping at 10 a.m., everybody's running around, and there's all this, you know, commotion, and there's lights, and the AGT, you know, you're taking photos with the AGT sign, and you know, you're doing social media, and then 1:30 rolls around, and someone comes up to all of us and says, "Hi, my name is so and so. I am an executive producer on the show. We just want to let you know that the union is shutting the production down. And as of tonight, we are done shooting these audition shows for the season."
Oh, wow.
So what happened
So
then?
go to your hotel and we'll call you. And me and Gilad looked at each other. It's like, no way, we're sitting here chained.
Just in case.
Know? Just in case,
you know? And then, I mean, so the next 7 hours, we are waiting. We have no idea what's going on. So, Natalia, in those 7 hours, what did you need to do in order to keep yourself in the right mindset?
My life flashed by, right? No, but this is the thing. It's one of those events that we wanted to feel and experience for a very long time. We came to Israel to be here, to be artists, and we gave up so much to be the people that you see right now and create what we do. And this was everything for us. So think about it. That was our opportunity to show who we really are. And at this point, I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to surrender. Whatever meant to happen will happen. And I'll just meditate because for me, that's how I cope with any stressful situation, just to kind of come back to myself. Gilad, on the other hand, he was walking around talking to all the contestants and he loves people and he loves to interact. Lisa's outside bringing us, Starbucks just so we'd be fueled and have food.
Lisa had to go to 3 Starbuckses because they were closing because of COVID. Like,
oh wow,
go to like 3 different ones to even find an open one. Like it was
crazy.
Really insane.
That's incredible.
The Twilight Zone, Chris. Like from all this commotion and everything going on, everybody backstage who was working on the show was sent home. So all of a sudden, it's dark room. Natalia's meditating. I'm trying to like talk to some people just to get my energy up. And then at a certain point, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do what she's doing. So I just like lay down there listening to music, just like, just kind of like trying to be in the zone. And it was absolutely nuts. But then we got called up and we snapped into action. We're like, okay, we're ready. This is what we do.
It's happening.
We're ready to go. And we knew that there was not going to be an audience there. We knew that already.
Unfortunately.
And we spoke with the producers and they said, listen, you do your thing. You go on the stage and perform the way you love to perform because that's what you're here about, what you were here for. And that's what we're all about anyway, as you can hear. Like we don't like changing our ways. We like to be who we are. And I think I speak for both of us when I say as artists to be able, and Natalia is a voice teacher, I'm a coach for musicians as well. And we both are big believers in authenticity and being who you are and being able to show that. And for us to come on that stage, knowing that whatever happens, we are going to show what Vocenova is all about. And that's exactly what we did.
And then you suddenly approach Terry Crews. It comes up to you. You're wearing a dress. You're wearing a suit. And you ready for this? Let's play it, okay?
Yeah.
I'm Gilad.
I'm Natalia.
And together we are Voce Nova. We're gonna sing some opera.
Opera! We actually met during a private event in New York City.
Our energy and our dynamic singing and performing together is amazing. Because if we're having fun on stage, the audience is enjoying it just as much.
Well, no audience here, about to be in front of the whole world. Are you guys ready?
We're so ready.
I cannot wait to look Simon in the eyes and say, this is us. This is Vocenova. The judges are going to love it.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
How are you guys?
We are excellent, extremely excited.
Oh, that's great. And where are you guys coming from?
We actually from New York.
By way of Israel.
Oh, wow. And what is the name of the act?
Voce Nova, a fresh voice in Latin.
Are you guys a couple?
Nope.
We are not.
We actually met in a concert, an opera concert we gave in New York City, and we kind of understood from that moment has to be a duet performing worldwide.
So you guys already make a living out of this performance that you're gonna do?
No, we do actually have our day jobs. I actually a VP in sales in New York.
And I'm a real estate agent. We want to show you guys that we belong on the world stage.
Okay, perfect. We're ready for you.
Thank you very much.
You never see an ascot anymore. Isn't that what you call that? Ascot.
Yeah.
All right.
Viviamo nei lieti carici che l'ave voluta.
Godiamo che ci ravvino il cui si può godere.
Oh, who's he looking at?
Godiamo la tazza e canti con la notte bella e in questo paradiso ne scoprai il domani.
La vita del tripudio.
Cuor mio destino così. In questo paradiso ne scoprai il domani. Il domani.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm very sorry that they showed that, but who was the one that buzzed you? I would never buzz you. I would have said,
Oh.
don't. They're good.
What do you think it was? However, I will say that what they didn't show on TV was that he actually said that we were good singers. So
Oh, really?
for what it's worth, for someone like Simon who loves telling people how not good they are, he actually enjoyed our singing. What didn't work for him? I'm gonna let him decide, and
No,
we'll see him on the flip side.
what's
Well-
interesting, he thought that what we did wasn't pop enough. And that's the whole thing, that it's something that you can't put in a box. It's a box of itself.
Mhm.
And it's either you get it or you don't. And the beauty of this song, that we sang it in Brooklyn, in bars, in different people, in different
And
situations.
we sang it in a bar in Brooklyn, and we sang it in a fancy yacht show
Right.
in Connecticut.
And it doesn't matter. The reaction was always the same, because when it works, it works. And we knew that if we had the audience, they would dance, they would clap, they would be excited as we are, because we know the effect of it. And I think lacking that, unfortunately, didn't give the effect that we wanted. But let me ask you a question, Chris. When is the last time you danced and clapped to an aria or to an operatic piece?
On my first date, maybe? You were fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. So it's something completely different, and we knew that it's because it's so different, we're gonna get a lot of different opinions, and we're more than okay with that. Not everybody understands that, and that's the whole beauty of it.
That's good. Yeah, I really I like arias. I like sopranos. I love tenors. I'm a tenor myself. Then what? There's mezzo soprano. There's falsetto.
There's bass, baritone. Yeah.
Yeah. I can sing like really low.
And of course, the countertenors of the world.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, like I'm Batman with a low voice like that, you know.
You're a
But,
contralto.
it's actually, yeah, I love how you guys explain how you got together. Were you both magically musically inclined when you were growing up? Do you have any? Did you have any other things you wanted to do, or?
I mean, I always wanted to sing. I've been singing since, I would say, I mean, very young, but I've been on stages. Actually, there's also something that is very similar between us. I've been on stages for 30 years now. I'm 38. I've been on stages since I was 8 years old.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of different things. Mostly grew up with rock and pop singing, Israeli music, Israeli pop music, English language, all kind of different English language songs over the years, and got into classical and opera actually pretty late in my life. Came here right after my army service in Israel in 2005 to pursue a classical singing degree from Queen's College, the Aaron Copland School of Music, and that was actually the first time that I had an official voice lesson at 22 years old, and that what got me into opera. And then I'm very thankful because I went into opera, into learning classical singing to become the best rock singer I could be. And I'm super thankful to be able to now have the knowledge and the love for classical music that has allowed me to create this unique product that I'm so proud of.
What about you, Natalia?
So actually, for me, my parents immigrated from Belarus to Israel, and I was so shy, I wouldn't say a word at all. And my mom was so worried that she just signed me up to a choir and just tried to at least do something with my voice. And thank God she did that, because that's what opened everything for me. And that was a way for me to express myself, to meet other people. And I guess the rest is history after that. And I always been singing in school. I was the singer of the school, always in every special event. And I got accepted to a very known band called the Neighbors of Chich. And that's where we perform worldwide, doing musicals and original music. And that's where I got the triple threat, what we call it, right? The singing, the acting, the dancing, and really creating amazing productions from nothing. And I think that was like the best years of my life. And then my teacher from school, because I was doing, how we call me that?
Oh, a scholarship.
A scholarship that
just a department, like a music department.
It's a musical department in
music
high
department
school.
in high school, yeah.
And the teacher there saw me. She heard my voice, and she said, "You know what? You really have a really good voice for classical music. I really encourage you to go." And for me, when I thought about classical music, operatic music, I thought about, oh my God, the fat lady with the horns, and it's too much, too dramatic. It's not approachable. I don't get it. I don't like it. And here we are today, right? But it's amazing to see how pure actually the singing is, and it's the purest form. And as Gilad said, if you know how to sing correctly, operatic and classical music, you can sing anything you want. It's the top of the top. And that's how I went to lessons in Israel while I was in the military service, applying for Manhattan School of Music, Juilliard, and I decided to come here and study here. And that's where I got my undergrads and masters in music performance and education. And yes, that's pretty much it. I've been performing everything and everything under the sun, every genre of music. And that's something that's what I love, be able to jump and sing different things. And yeah.
A friend of mine, a voice teacher, who said, first you study classical, then you sing rap.
Rap.
You both sing in Arabic as well, or Hebrew, or one of them?
So we are fluent in Hebrew. Natalia is also fluent in Russian. And we have sung last year, December 15th, we actually released a YouTube video that was Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah sung in 14 different languages plus American Sign Language. So
You
in
mean-
that, we sang in Arabic, Mandarin, Farsi, Spanish, Italian, French, German, Russian, Hebrew, Korean. I'm missing a few, but yeah.
Yeah.
it was quite the project, but we loved it. And as classical singers, we love the challenge of singing in a new language. Natalia sang in Thai.
Oh yeah.
I noticed that because that's the second video that I have up. Like I want to show.
Fantastic.
But I didn't record the whole thing because I just didn't want to put too much on here just in case. But I can put the link down in the description.
Sure.
But so you're saying you're fluent in one of those languages?
Yeah, and we're fluent in Hebrew, English, of course, and Natalia's also fluent in Russian.
I've been trying to learn Hebrew because that's one of the language, especially I want to learn when I study the Bible as well. I want to be able to learn it.
Yeah.
I know it's written in Aramaic, but I want to learn in Hebrew and Latin. And I know that writing Hebrew is going to be difficult. That I know.
So here's a little tidbit for you. My name, Gilad, is actually the original pronunciation and the way it's written in the Bible, Gilead. What Christians around the world know as
Gilead, yes.
Gilead. Gilad is actually the place and the way you actually pronounce it in Hebrew. So now you know.
Well, everyone, I'd like to show you a video of what Gilad was talking about, singing Hallelujah in 14 different languages. Now, you're going to only see and hear a bit of the language, but I'll show just a little bit, okay? You ready for this, guys?
Awesome, yeah.
I've heard there was a secret chord, La Abhadaudu Hirtairab, Avalechak Lo Ichpat Mi Musica. Is geht so die vierte, die fünfte, Kotig Mali, Malakim Maui, Chimbain in Chantuku, Hallelujah, 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 Hallelujah,
Hanuz shakdashti, tu laves ce beignet sous le toit, Yofia ve'oyareach, ipilucha. Ke'oyun li jaed anchin el mukko, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, y de tus labios ella sacó aleluya. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
Thank you.
How long did it take you? Well, how long did it take you to learn all those different languages, those lines?
So it was a very cool experience. So what we did was we decided, we'll share the process. So we decided that this was going to be a song. It was Natalia's idea, which was wonderful, especially in 2020 where we were all so disconnected. And Natalia said to us one day, she's like, we need to do something for the holidays that is international, that shows how we are all connected, even in this crazy, crazy time.
Because COVID happened everywhere. It wasn't something that happened in Africa and nobody really feels it and experiences it. COVID, it was such a unique thing in that way that it brought all of us and experienced the same thing at the same time. So I thought that was the perfect song to embody that. And this song has many different versions and interpretations, and we took it to our own interpretation. But go ahead.
Yeah. And we talked about it, like, okay, let's go. I started messaging because, again, the beautiful thing about being in the classical music world is that we have people that we know from all over the place, you know, and we know everyone, you know, from different countries that we sang with, all this different stuff. And I started reaching out to people, and I reached out to people who I knew were either native speakers or their parents were, immigrants to the United States, and they were able to really translate. So we got translations, transliterations, and also I had them speak the words for us, because as Israelis, I know that, and I mean, when we hear some English being spoken from other, places, it's like, did you really use that right word? Did you? And the last thing I want to do is to offend someone by saying the wrong syllable, and it's completely, you're trying to say something beautiful and you like use a curse word, So you're like, okay, we have to be,
Especially Korean. It's like you have to. It's the tone.
Yeah, Mandarin. Yeah, Mandarin. Yeah.
It's like you gotta know how to do it in a specific tone, because every tone means something else. And it's like how you do it with the pitch.
Yeah, so
amazing.
But we love the challenge. So we got all of our friends to help us out, and we then learned these. We sat down, each one with their own verse and their own lines, just sitting and like just drilling it and learning it and learning it.
Amazing.
And it's, I mean, honestly, it's watching this now, and I haven't watched it in a while. It's like, I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of that.
I'm really, I love it. It was pretty good. You could have done another 100 languages, but it's not just enough of the song.
Right. It was all about who we could get, but also, again, it's so important to be able to pronounce it correctly, because I wanted to have like some Hindu or something, but I couldn't find someone who, knew the language well enough to help us out. And that was so important because again, as classical singers, we pride ourselves on pronunciation and being able to really communicate in any language.
So which one of you is more nervous on stage to perform? Both of you? One of you? None of you?
We don't have that.
We don't. I mean, it sounds so. I don't think we have the nerves on stage. I think we have
what it is? I think when we're alone, it's different. I think with the beauty when you're singing with somebody, and we experienced it in our first performance together. It's that energy that we have together that I can't even explain. I know he has my back. He knows that I have his back, and we complement each other in a way that if somebody, God forbid, falls or messes up the words, we're not throwing off. We know how to jump in. We feel each other. We see what's going on. So it's really, it's one of the, like for me, I'm excited to go on stage. It's not even a thought of, oh God, what would happen? I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's have fun. Because that's what Soprano about. And, before this, and I'm sure you probably heard it for a lot of your interviewers as well, and maybe yourself, going to auditions and going to concerts, it's always like, will they judge me? What would they think of me? Will be accepted or not? We're not in that place anymore. We're not coming to be auditioned. We're coming here to celebrate, to share, and invite people to our experience. And it's a completely different mindset that I think changed a lot for us, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I have to say, Natalia mentioned our first time performing together. Our first time performing together in someone's apartment on the Upper East Side of Manhattan.
Seriously?
I came home, because I videotape everything that I do. It's like just religiously, just to have. And I came home. I didn't even upload the video. I looked in my camera and I said to my wife, I said, Lisa, look at this. What do you think about this girl? She's like, she's amazing. She can hang. I'm like, right? I have to do something with her. This has to happen. And you know what? Don't tell anybody. Because I perform with a lot of people. This is my absolute favorite collaborator.
Aww,
okay?
Thank you.
I am
Me too.
so lucky
to
have someone who brings such a a lot of different ideas than me, and it's this mutual growth musically and what we both bring to the table, and someone just like you said, who I know has my back.
100%.
Every time we're on stage, I know that no matter what, we are there together. And I will share with you that when we got that X from Simon, I remember that moment.
I hope you screenshotted it.
Very clearly, because three things, as we kept performing, three things went through my head in quick succession. One was, oh shit, oh hell, we got an X from Simon. The next thing was, she is amazing. She just keeps going, didn't miss a beat. And the third thing I was thinking is, yeah, because this is what we do. And when you have this kind of partnership, nothing can beat you. And I'm so grateful for this woman right here.
But Natalia, you said you're married, right? Does your husband mind that you're hanging around another guy?
No, he doesn't care.
That's the beauty of it. We all love each other. Like
Wow.
we are,
We're like
we're
brother and
friends.
sister.
I mean, we're like brother and sister.
Yeah.
Lisa and Natalia love each other. And let me tell you this, okay? Even though Lisa's my wife, she sides with Natalia on topics a lot more than you think, okay?
Wow. That's amazing. That just blows me away. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't think, you both sound really good together. Can't think of anybody. Well, yes, you, Gilad, that's right. You and Britney Spears together. Maybe you, Natalia, you and Josh Groban together would make a perfect match there.
You know what, though? You know what? Britney, love her. Wonderful that she's doing her thing,
Especially now. Free Britney.
Free, yeah, she is free. And it would be wonderful to work with her. I wouldn't change this one.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Josh.
there is something about this connection that is, we only met in February 2018.
That's
And
amazing.
within just over 2 years, we went from not even knowing each other to being on America's Got Talent.
Wow.
It is, just thinking about it, is just mind-boggling.
And I'll tell you
It's
something.
mind-boggling.
I told that to Gilad. I mean, America's Got Talent is great. Everything is great. The shows are great. But the journey, the process, the behind the scenes, the growth is as a result of thinking about all those arrangements, thinking about outside of the box, stretching our limits, stretching our vocal abilities. There's so much happening behind the scenes, so much frustration, so much that is going on that people don't realize. It's not just going on stage and here we are, right? There's so much more to this because it's a business after all, right? And I think when people, that's why for us, it's not just a performance, it's the friendship, it's the journey, it's the everything we've been through together that nobody can even start to understand. And
it's a beautiful friendship there. You both sound great together. I wanted to ask you, Gilad.
Yes.
You were telling me about your singing journey and everything, and I'm thinking to myself, where does real estate fit in it? Did you sing to the people that wanted to buy a house from you or something?
So interesting question. I decided to go into, so I've been doing real estate, residential real estate in New York City for almost 11 years now. And that has been one of the best decisions I've ever made for both myself and my life and my life with Lisa, but also for my singing career. Because having the correlating career, and that's a term that a dear friend Dana Lynn Vargo, who's also a coach, came up with, the correlating career. The idea of a career that runs alongside your music career and allows you the freedom, both financially and schedule-wise, to really pursue your artistic endeavors. And I am very proud to say that in almost 11 years, I have never let a music opportunity pass me by in favor of real estate. Because for me, it has been first and foremost to be able to perform, to be able to create projects like opera, like Vocenova, because these projects cost a lot of money. I mean, our tracks, everything that you're hearing, anything that you hear from us is performed to fully orchestrated tracks that are created especially for Vocenova by our music producer, Asaf Averu, who is a dear friend of mine. We actually went, we were in the army together. We were in the Israeli Army Armored Corps Entertainment Group back in the early 2000s. And we have been friends for 18 years. And in addition to being a wonderful performer and singer, he actually became a very successful and in-demand music producer in Israel. So all of the tracks that you're hearing, from the Libiamo that you played to Hallelujah, and everything that we do is a collaboration with him. The new Oh Holy Night, he was able to create that in a week.
A week?
These tracks take at least a month to get ready.
Wow.
And we need this ASAP. We got to get this out before Christmas. And he's like, okay, I'm on it. And he totally rocked. And being able to have the financial stability to be able to pursue an artistic career is super, super, super important. And that is something that when you have that, you can create the truly artistically fulfilling life that you want as an artist. And I've been very fortunate to be able to do that.
Then when are we going to get a version of Nessun Dorma? I've noticed that there's hundreds of sopranos and tenors who actually sing Nessun Dorma, and I tried two versions of it.
So funny you should ask. Nessun Dorma is part of our song catalog.
Yeah.
And
guess what we mashed it up with?
So we mashed it up with another song. It's my solo in the show,
right.
One of my solos in the show. So I will give you a hint. The other song also talks about winning, and it is performed by the person who I think was the all-time best performer I've ever seen on a stage. I'll give you another hint.
Jose Carreras.
What was that?
Jose Carreras, Tom Jones.
No, actually you see, he went classical. No, we actually went rock with this one. We combined it with a rock song.
Okay.
So you know what? Here's a little exclusive for all of the on-stage podcast watchers and listeners. Okay, I'm going to sing a little bit of it. Okay, a little a cappella singing. Is that
yeah,
okay?
Sure.
Both of you? Yes.
No, only him.
It's just me. This is my solo.
Okay.
Nessun dorma, nessun dorma. I've paid my dues. Time after time. Yeah, so we combined Nessun Dorma with We Are the Champions. That's the kind of stuff that we do. This is the freshness of the voice in Vocenova, is taking things that seem completely separate and actually putting them together in a way that makes sense. We think of ourselves as a gateway drug to classical music. You come for the mashups and you stay with the opera and the classical.
Okay, I want to hear a mashup of Roxanne by the Police and Elton John's let's try This Is Your Song. Would that work?
Those are two pop songs.
Right.
You know, you're making it easy. You know? You're making it easy. You know, it's even though Roxanne would be a little bit faster, so it would be like let me see if I can come up with something.
Something Handel.
Rocks. Roxanne. You don't have to put on the red light. And you can tell everybody.
Oh, you
So,
made the transition so easy.
listen, just the thing is that we love these challenges. And when Natalia's talking about everything that happens backstage and the creativity, one of our favorite things to do as a duo is actually coming up with these songs. So actually, I want you to tell him about what we're going to be recording tonight.
I was about to say, tonight we're going to be recording one of the most known operas in the world, Carmen, Habanera,
Oh,
but
yes.
we're going to mix it up and mash it up with a very fun song by Santana called Smooth. So
Yeah.
it's...
I'm a big Rob Thomas fan, actually.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
I saw that one he did with Santana. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what we do. So when we came up with these ideas, for a long time, we actually were thinking, what can we mash up with Carmen, with the Habanera? Because it is so well known and people love it. We're like,
Okay.
work with that,
So if I later on send you an email with 5 songs I'd like you to mash up, would you dare to do them for me?
Wow.
I mean, maybe we can record them a cappella. Maybe we'll have a good idea. Maybe we'll bring up something that we'll add to the catalog.
Why not?
Who knows?
Now you're posting everything on your YouTube channel, so I'm going to put in the description there all your links and everything. But I'm going to follow your YouTube.
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all Vocenova Music, and of course we have our website, Vocenova.
And I noticed you don't have a Twitter account, because I tried to get people to know that you don't have a Twitter
account. Is it's not great for music, I mean, it's just there. As musicians, we feel like it's maybe we should go on there again. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, let's start out with some questions here now. Somebody named a Bieber fan asks. This is for Natalia. Who is your current favorite you have on repeat right now?
In terms of listening to, singer? Wow, I don't know. Ooh, on repeat.
Yeah.
That's the hard one because I love so many different genres in music and it depends on my mood. So in the morning, I like something just chill, right? Maybe house, exotic. It's called like exotic house. I have this playlist on my Spotify. Something fun. When I need a good belting, I put on my Divas playlist and just listen to that. I mean, honestly, there's no one singer that I can pinpoint and say this is it. And I think that's what it's all about, right?
I have whenever I do I have Spotify. Whenever I do apartment cleanup, I have a Spotify playlist called Apartment Cleanup, and I play music specifically. When you're vacuuming, you have a song in your head that makes you go,
Right.
And then then you're wiping windows with the Windex, you have another song, I have another one here for Gilad. Gilad, from Grandiosma, is that, do you have any family who share your musical ability? I think we asked that one before, didn't we?
No, so actually, so it's interesting. My parents are not, I mean, my father used to play guitar in a high school band. We bought him drum lessons for his 50th birthday, and he's been playing since. He is now 65, and he's doing just like playing around. My brother, one of my brothers, actually teaches kids 1 through 7, teaches them music in Israel. He's a piano player, taught himself guitar, now is taking violin lessons, and he is wonderful. He is really like going for it. But I think that my voice and my vocal ability actually jumped 2 generations, because my great-grandfather was a cantor in Łódź, Poland, before the Second World War.
Wow.
Unfortunately, as you know, being Jewish, he perished in the Holocaust. But
Yeah.
we feel that my vocal ability has jumped, from him through my grandfather, through my father to me. So that has always been kind of a connection that I have with my ancestry.
Yeah, I got my voice from my father. Like one day I was sitting at the computer in my bedroom and I heard this opera singer and I'm like, wow, who's that? I know all the opera singers. Who's that? Must be someone from the 20s or something. I went down, it was him singing opera. So
Wow.
he wanted to be an opera singer, but instead he went to become an engineer, but he was really good. So I think I got my voice from him. I do a lot of Italian, I do some German, I sing a lot of French.
I love the French repertoire.
Yeah.
French
Hey, Natalia, this question's for you. Somebody dumbed down up whatever.
Whatever.
Dumbed down upshaw. Anyway, what is your favorite musical or movie where the theme is music, aka Music from the Heart with Meryl Streep, or music and lyrics with Drew Barrymore and Hugh Grant? My favorite movie is Mr. Holland's Opus. I like that one. What about you?
Any musical movie that you like?
I mean, honestly, any musical movie that I like. Wow.
Think about it. I'm going to answer this for me, even though this wasn't a question for me. So you get a couple of a minute. But two of my favorite movies of all time.
Moulin Rouge?
No, actually.
No.
But
No.
Two of my favorite ones are School of Rock.
Oh.
Because Jack Black is me. I am Jack Black. I'm that guy.
You're the taller version of Jack Black.
And maybe my favorite movie of all time is actually Almost Famous. Almost Famous.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it is amazing. The music is unbelievable, and I love that.
What about you, Natalia?
What?
Don't you have a favorite movie?
I was just thinking about it. Honestly, The Sound of Music.
Oh, yes.
That's where I started kind of like when I was very young, and it kind of opened my eyes to, the world of music, and yeah, Sound of Music.
That's great. Well, somebody by the name of Juju wants to ask you, which famous singer have you sung with and how nervous were you? Oh, we said that one already, but what famous singer have you sung with? Like anybody, like for you, I would thinking maybe Deborah Harry. Or...
Yeah, I sang with a couple of famous Israeli singers.
Okay.
Actually, in performances that they had here in New York. So if any Israelis are watching, 2 years ago, I sang with Shlomita Haron. I actually sang this is interesting. She's been around for a long time. Big star in Israel, and she has created shows with like her and 3 tenors. And when she came here, she didn't have any of the tenors. So I reached out to her manager and I said, "Hey, I'm an opera singer. Maybe we can collaborate." And we sang a version of Adagio that actually Natalia and I have sung in performances before as well, which is a version in Hebrew and Italian. So a really cool version of that. And then I also sang with one of the biggest bands in Israel in the last 30 years, Ethnics, who also had they had a show here in New York back in 2013. And one of their biggest hits from 1993 actually featured an opera singer. So I reached out to them and I said, "Hey, you're coming to New York. Let me show." So I just showed up and like, "Hey, I'm an opera singer. You're definitely going to sing this song. It's a huge hit. Let me go on stage with you."
It's amazing. Wow.
No rehearsal, no nothing. They're like, "Just listen to this. This is how we do it now. Just come on stage. We'll have you come on for the encore." We're like, "Okay, let's do it." So my 9-year-old self could totally believe that this is how I would get there. But it's like my 9-year-old self's dreams come true to sing with.
That's awesome. Now, Natalia, you still have. I noticed that you have a music where you teach vocals. You still do that?
Yes, absolutely. I teach an holistic approach to singing, which combines the mindset and healthy singing And because that's what it's all about. So you can sing anything you want with the confidence and your true authentic voice. And because I've been through so much through my vocal journey, and I even lost my voice to a point where I even decided to maybe drop this whole dream and come back to Israel and just find a job and let it go, right? And make my parents proud again, right? But you know, throughout this journey, I found how to teach myself a healthy way of singing anything that I want in the most effortless way, but most powerful way. And that's where I'm really, truly passionate, other than Vocenova, is to teach as many people as I can, to people who wants to sing and they just kind of shutting themselves down because they think they're not good enough, or they are singers, but they still don't feel they reach their true potential, to really find that it effect for themselves. So I teach online, I teach in my studio. I just launched my online course, If You Can Speak, You Can Sing.
If you can speak, you can sing.
Yes.
And if you're watching this as someone who has her as a partner and is thankful to have someone who can help me, you know, reach those high notes that I'm singing, make sure that everything is being done healthily, I can vouch from experience that if you are looking to dive into your own unique, authentic sound, check out her course. Check out her course.
The course now is not available, but yeah, but it's a journey. It's definitely a journey, and yeah, we need more people that teaching in a healthy way, right, and not just trying to, you know, because as opera singer, it's all about big voice, but we don't think about the consequences, and we don't think about the consequences also to put you in a box and how you should sound, or what's your fach, and what's the type of repertoire you need to sing, and that's why I'm doing this, to kind of break the rules and make our own rules that fits you, because everybody's so unique.
But you, so if I wanted to get you to teach me how to sing Nessun Dorma,
she can do it. She can do it.
I might take you up on that, actually. I love your prices; they're pretty good. Also, yes. What drink do you have before you go singing? Do you have anything that clears your throat, like chamomile tea or wine or beer or?
So I never drink. I mean, just like some. Usually, I like to have like some kind of soup before I sing, something like a lentil soup or something like that. That will warm me up, but also will give me the energy, because I need to just eat before. Some singers actually don't like eating before they perform. I like eating up to an hour before a show because it grounds me. I'm a big guy, you know, I'm 6'3". I need to be grounded. So that's usually my kind of regimen is just some soup, and then afterwards I go.
What about the dark chocolate?
Oh, right, and I always have chocolate with me.
Always.
I always have chocolate with me because chocolate once saved the performance for me. And I had a tickle in my throat back when I was in a jazz contemporary school in Israel before I got into the army. And I had a performance where I just had a tickle in my throat. I just started coughing. I couldn't get rid of it. And a friend actually saw me off stage and got me a piece of chocolate, and it just saved me. So
really, what chocolate? I never thought of that one.
Ever since, I have like a little bit of dark chocolate ready to go in case I need it, and it just kind of like, you know, let it kind of coat. Yeah, and then it coats my mouth, and it gets a little bit of you know, saliva going, so I can sing, and everything is lubricated the way it should be.
And what about you, Natalia? Do you like a scotch or something, or vodka?
Sure,
or?
especially now that I'm
I'm
pregnant.
joking.
Yeah, just, you know, a good meal. Let's say 2 hours before the show is always it's important. Bananas are very good because they have potassium. It's really good. It's kind of lubricates the vocal folds. And a little tip for me is to gargle olive oil before your performance. It's also very, very good for your vocal folds. And again, drinking lots of water, not cold water, but room temperature. And if you have a throat coat, it's a yogi tea that is also have licorice in it. There's different kinds that also help the voice to be nice and lubricated as well. So yeah.
That's excellent. Wow.
Thanks.
I know time is fleeting there, maybe another couple of minutes, but I just want to mention maybe we can do another stream again and take our time with it, do a little bit, but pretty soon in the near future, maybe next year sometime.
Yeah.
But, I really appreciate you joining us today. I really appreciate that. You're so good, and I can't wait.
Everybody needs to check out our Oh Holy Night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just out on Spotify, our first ever song on all the global streaming services. So anywhere you listen to music, also here on YouTube, you can just go on our channel and check it out. We are really excited about it. And, you know, I mean, listen, we would love to hear from all of you because the two Jews singing a Christmas carol, you know, I mean,
what?
but it's amazing. It's amazing. And you know what? You find ways to really connect to a text, regardless of where it comes from. You know, because you know, I mean, we didn't grow up in a Christian environment or a Christian household, but you know, it was funny. The three of us, Lisa, Natalia, and I, all were coming up with lists for songs for Christmas, and Oh Holy Night was on all three lists, and we said, "That's it.
That's the one."
Yeah, but that's the one that I'm going to actually put the link down in the description for people to hear that.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I really thank you for joining us today.
Thanks,
and I hope that you are able to get to your little. So what is the songs you'll be doing today?
So we're recording Habanera Smooth tonight.
Habaneras, yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
going to come out in the following months, and we actually are. Here's another little exclusive. We're going to record 2 more songs next weekend. So we have some releases that are going to be happening probably from now to about June or July of next year. We're going to have some things coming up.
So make sure you
everyone,
follow Vocenova profile so you get the updates.
Yeah. So everyone, all the links will be in the description. You'll be able to go to the Spotify channel. You'll be able to listen to their music and their whole Holy Night song. And so we're going to make sure that everyone is led to you so they know just how fantastic you are. And I'm really happy you just made my day today.
Aww,
thank you so much, Chris. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
And all this festivity behind you really put us in a good mood. So.
I was going to have a Santa Claus behind there too, but it didn't. When I tested it out, you wouldn't have seen it. So I said, forget it. So I think the hats. I'll be the Santa.
Hey, it works. The hat works, and
and also my angel's name is Lucy as well. So just
I love it.
Awesome. Okay, Natalia and Gilad, thank you very much for.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Happy holidays,
Happy
everyone.
holiday, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And see ya. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.